A dictated, meaningless existence? I think not. On the previous episode of Encomium, we looked at the art of finding peace within adversity, speaking primarily on how your past shouldn't dictate your present, no matter how intense the severity of unfairness there was. But is it really that easy? Today we discuss the various ideologies and systems put in place that play a significant role in us not reaching our dreams. Changes that we can actually control. Free will. Do you currently really have the choice to do whatever you want to do, considering all the factors that have led up to the current state of life you have now? Let me put it simply like this. Adam and Eve were tempted and they fell into sin and single-handedly changed the entire history of mankind, hence rendering your life at the disposition it is in today, and changed the entire course of your life to be much more esteemed to sin and very hard to do good. I was watching a video entitled Two Astrophysicists Debate Free Will, featuring my boy Neil and Charles on the Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson show, and they shared some very crucial points throughout the debate. Because there is such an understanding of causality, so basically what they mean by that is consequences that are based on actions. There is no free will, because your past experiences dictate your current day-to-day, whether you're aware of it or not. They then proceed to discuss how it's an undeniable fact that there is a level of randomness, chaos, if you will, scientists, even within our day-to-day. So maybe we do get to make some decisions based on that chaos. But the question that then arises is, aren't those decisions you're making influenced by the past experiences that have led up to the current moment? So are you really making a free choice? So then the correction is made that your past doesn't dictate your decision, but rather informs you on the direction you could take. I don't want this to get technical for some of my listeners, but simply put, science believes there's little to no free will in the world. And I'm raising this point as this is what some people believe about themselves, based on the current evidence dictated in their own lives. That life is predestined as is. Your parents were smokers, and so are you. You're born into a family that's been so broken down by poverty, so you're not going to break out of that. You've been battling addiction for years, and it just seems that there's no ultimate way to get out. So that's where we find beauty in the world of Christianity. Now, God, being a loving Father, allows you the freedom of your consequences, however paradoxical that sounds, because if He stripped you of those, you wouldn't learn of your mistakes, let alone have the ability to make wiser choices or see the beauty of redemption. Which leads us back to Adam and Eve. Their actions had to have consequences so that they could learn the concept of repercussions, and that sucks because you're caught up in the middle of it. And they will not be stripped off, so you and me today can still understand the concept of sin and how it leads to death. But we often don't realize that because Christ died for us, 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17, we are new men and women in Him and are not meant to be defined by any contributories that lead up to our current lives. As Christians, we're blessed to understand the concept of a mind, a body, and a soul. You as a whole, according to Proverbs chapter 16 verse 9, have a conscientious ability to make decisions and choices despite your past origins or state of current being. and proving how much free will you have from your loving Father. He literally enables you to choose Him or choose death, having the decision entirely wrapped around you. Now lastly, it is true that your past can inform your future. It is true that you can come from a family suffering from addiction and fall into the same sin. But today I want to render you the understanding that you are free. You are free because of this Jesus. Free from the blockades in your life because of Jesus. You're free from your past. You're free from generational curses. You're free from the oppression of sin. You're free from ubuthakathi. You're free from all that hinders you, only if you rely on Jesus. It's sure not gonna be easy to let go of some things, but it's totally possible. And I'm here to let you know you really got this. Now, another pivotal point that we need to understand is found in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. This is one of the most overused texts, to the point like, but it's because of that we end up taking it for granted. But the sooner you understand that there's someone literally out there waking up in the dead of the night to make sure you never succeed in being fit. Like Satanists that are literally dedicated to ensure you are held back by pornographic addictions and sexual oppressions. My brother, my sister, you gotta understand that you're fighting forces that you cannot see, like on a literal sense. You'll never quite understand the depth until you hear serious testimonies of people who've worked for the kingdom of darkness. Then the urgency of prayer will be understood. Ellen White in the book Messages to Young People, chapter 12, stated control of the mind. She states, and I quote, "He will not hesitate to engage all his energies and to call his aid all his evil hosts to wrest a single human being from the hand of Christ. His entire host, not just for you. And here you are praying on Sabbath schools only. You have to stop nyattering this guy because he takes you pretty serious. Yo, that's a bar. Okay, anyway. So pray, guys. And when you're done praying, pray some more. And again, pray. No, then pray some more. Never stop praying for the person you want to be, because Satan is constantly and ever so ready to take you down, ensuring that you never reach your goals. Never stop entrusting Christ in setting you free from your mental bondages. Never think to the point that Christ will never be at your aid, because at his name, the entire host of the devil shakes at the realization that they've already been defeated. Now let's talk about the jam that fuses everything together. What do you believe about yourself? Here's a poll for you. Would you rather be blind or deaf? Think about that for a minute and realize how each case would impact you, and comment your answer below. You would be surprised to know that a lot more people would prefer being deaf than being blind, because eyesight ensures safety in terms of awareness from hazardous situations, ease in daily life activities, comfort in being aware of your current surroundings. I mean, I'm a musician, but nah, bro, being blind is a whole new arena. Now think of the same application in ideology when it comes to vision. Not literally, but your abstract vision. The vision you have about yourself. Just as clear eyesight ensures your brain can take in all the important data your eyes see and translate it into actionable responses, so does an accurate vision give direction and a glimpse over our life to make our goals and purpose become a reality. pause with the ideology that you deserve soft life. Like, rather wonder this: why does the universe need to rest its precious resources with you? And wait, who are you? Like, what value are you bringing to life? Imagine buying a whole pencil case for an inkless pen. Don't be the key blocking your own success. A quick example by me would be expecting to own 100,000 keyboard when I can't even fully use a small take-a-lot keyboard called the Sanchez Arc 170. If you know, you know. There's a beautiful quote of life I've learned to understand and adopt. The magic you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. Expect to live the life that you've worked hard for, rather than drown in a pool you didn't take swimming lessons for. Adopt and live up to that mentality and be present. Stop drowning yourself in a life of luxury you don't deserve, and rather focus on who you want to be and chase after it. That's the change we're trying to adopt into this channel. We gotta dream big, but we gotta put in the work for it. So here's this week's challenge. Take a journal down, man, and write down who you are, not who you want to be, not what your For You page has been dictated to be by your interests in other people's lives, and so now you're converting the not what your past indicates, but who you currently should be as a daughter and son of the Most High God. And here are a few scriptures to guide you. I'd suggest also to read Messages to Young People. And yeah, man, write down who perfect is before you want to discuss the activities that are perfect. Talk to yourself about all that's hindered you prior, and describe the ideal person you want to be content with every day at night, not the future that you get so easily lost in and overwhelmed by. In the next video, we take a crucial look on the actionable plans we need to take place in order to find ourselves. Also, we'll be entering a 6-month challenge and finding purpose, man. So if you're like one of my peers just navigating through life for the sake of it and you're trying to find yourself, I strongly advise you to stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and as always, let Elohim cook. Thank God.